In the beginning, there was space. It was very much empty black space. So much empty black space. And in that space, there was Shakti. It was a star. A bright, powerful, colorful, magnificent star. A beautiful star. And she created Lakshmi. She created Saraswati, Lakshmi, and she herself, Shakti, all into beautiful goddesses. Saraswati, goddess of creation, music, song, creativity, inspiration, words, books, languages, art, song and dance and music, everything like that. Lakshmi, the preserver goddess, goddess of abundance and prosperity, and riches and gold and food and drink and everything home. Everything home. And Shakti, power itself. Everything. The All-Mother. The Transformer Goddess. Goddess who comes and does what is needed to help everyone. And so, for them, and to help run this universe, she created Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma, to go to Saraswati, the creator god. Vishnu, to go with Lakshmi, the preserver. And Shiva, to go with Shakti, the transformer. And so the universe began to be created. Brahma and Saraswati had a son, Daksha. And he ruled a kingdom. I've not been able to figure out what kingdom that is so far, or exactly what he is, but we will learn that eventually. And he had many daughters, two of which were Diti and Aditi, the mothers of the gods and the demons. But that's a different story. A very different story. One point in time, Daksha held a celebration for the gods, the Tridev. His father, arriving first, saw that, he told Daksha that there was a mistake in the seating arrangements, and that his throne had been placed with Vishnu and Shiva's, and that was just not possible because he was the creator, and that means he's best of all of them. So he fixed it by creating a large lotus that was far above the others, and went and sat in it, and told Daksha to begin the celebration without the others, because he was there. He's the most important anyway. So, Vishnu went to Shiva and got him to come. Vishnu and Shiva arrived, and they see that there's problems, and that Brahma's having problems, and one could say he's gotten in over his head with his ego, but I don't know if that would quite fit even. So what happened in the course of this episode, Shiva and Vishnu try to talk sense into Brahma, and he's not having any of it, and he insults them, and in the course of this, Brahma, who already has 4 heads, one facing every direction, or reasons for that, he sprouted a 5th head right from the top, between all those. And his head was full of ego, very much ego. And that was why he was saying foolish things. Look, and Shiva, like he does, fixed it by using his trident to sever the ego. And Brahma felt much better from that, so much better. His ego went gone because that head is off now. And he apologized, and they forgave him, of course, and they continued their yagna, or their celebration. And it was great, I think. I think that was the end of that episode. So, Daksha had many daughters. We shouldn't start there. That's okay. Meanwhile, after that happened, or somewhere in there, Shakti and Shiva were at Kailash, which is their home. Together they planted a Kailash tree. And the lake, Him Lake, I think that's what it's called, Manasavar Lake, had 2 swans on it. And they saw that the lake was getting covered in ice. And Shakti told Shiv that soon they would have to separate. Not forever, of course, but for things to take place as they needed to, they would have to separate for a while. And they would have to re-find each other. They were both very sad. And so she left. And she was born as one of Daksha's daughters, Sati. Sati grew to a beautiful, beautiful princess. Kind and loving, gorgeous, full of goddess. And do you remember how that came about? How she heard about Shiva when she was Sati and decided she wanted to marry him? The usual.
She didn't want to marry anybody else. Was she the little one, or was that Parvati? That was
Parvati. That was Parvati because it was the people in the house. This is Daksha. She just knew. Well, I think she just knew. I think she just knew that Shiv was her other half. And she wanted to marry him. Only him. She would not have anyone else. And her father did not like this. He, of course, wanted her to marry a prince. Or something of that sort. Whatever they are. And he was very mean. And he's he has not had his head and his ego removed yet. That will come later. So he held another celebration like the one before. This time, of course, Brahma was fine with the seating arrangements, but Daksha failed to invite Shiva. He did this on purpose. He wanted to disrespect him and discourage him from wanting his daughter and make it clear that he was not going to get her. They were already married. Right. They married anyway. And
Shiva didn't want her to go.
And Shiva didn't want her to go. And she knew she had to. Well, did she not? She wanted to protect his his glory, his honor. He wanted to protect his honor and go tell her father that's not okay and that they should get to go, something like that. And so she went. And she tried to tell her father this and that and the other. And her father completely ignored her and was very mean. And she got so worked up. Oh, she's a passionate one. She got so angry. She told her father, I will annihilate myself if you will not. This is my point. I will die for this. And she did. Lightning struck. Chaos reigned, and Shiva cried and cried. He was so sad. The whole world cried. Except for Daksha. He still didn't cry. And Shiva came, so angry. Oh, so angry. And he tore the whole place up. And he, with his trident, of course, struck off Daksha's head. There it goes. He was so angry. He was so sad. And Daksha's wife pleaded with Shiv to bring him back. She said, I know he's bad. I know he's done bad things, but he deserves a second chance. Give him a second chance to fix it. So Shiva agreed. And he gave him a goat's head. Very fitting. And of course Daksha's egoless now. He was very sorry. So sorry. So sorry indeed. And Shiva took Sati's body, burned and blackened, carried it through the universe, weeping. And everyone knew that if Shiva kept this up, it would mean destruction for everything. So Vishnu took his Shukachara chakra and sent it, and it sliced up Sati's body into, I can't quite remember, it might have been 49 pieces, and they fell to the earth. And every one of those spots they fell on made a Shakti Pith, or Shakti Pitha, which became a temple to the goddess in every one of those places. They were very special. And so Shiva, now having nothing to physically carry and mourn over, he withdrew himself from the universe. He became a hermit for reals. A real hermit. Well, I suppose he wasn't a hermit before because he had just been, everything was just created recently. So he became a hermit. Hardcore hermit. He went and meditated in a cave. He went into such a deep trance that nobody could wake him. And he stayed there for many, many years. And in the next story, we will have Parvati's birth and how she reawoke Shiva. And that is all for now.